In this video I want to give a little presentation of some of the word count and things like that, the page count, that sort of thing in this video of my book, and basically a rundown of the first premise of the argument that I'm putting forward in the book. If you would like to read my thoughts on my thought process and my other chapter on theories, the first two chapters of the book, you'll just have to buy the book to read those chapters. Here I just want to give a brief summation of the contents of the book and the first premise of the book. So with all that out of the way, let's begin. My book will be around 200 pages, which I think is reasonable given that's about an average book length. My current word count for the book is 52,783 words. The editor of my book made the first 2,801 words 2,755 words. So for every 2,800 words, 50 are taken away from the total book, about 5,100 words, but that's good enough. Perhaps more words will be taken out in later chapters, and this just beginning intro just has a few words taken out. So I don't hold this super strongly, but I will say that the length of my book will probably be around 200 pages. Now I want to talk a little bit about the first part of my argument I'm trying to make in the book. It goes like this. There are two premises and one conclusion. Those premises are, if there are reasons entities change over time, then there is the greatest entity. There are reasons entities change over time. Therefore, a greatest entity exists. The first premise does most of the heavy lifting here. I define premise 1 by saying, premise 1, if there are entities that change over a time, then a greatest entity exists. Subpoint, something must account for these entities. Nothing cannot cause a universe. It is not reasonable to conclude that humans or any other entity have control over their quality, which is their newness or oldness of life. Subpoint 2. Something must account for these entities. The universe cannot be eternal. Something must account for the change over a time of these entities that is not scientific but metaphysical. Subpoint 3. Only a greatest entity can account for these entities' change over a time. The cause of the universe cannot be in time, made of matter, or take up space. It would have to be more powerful than the change over a time to these other entities. It takes less energy to create something than the energy that the creator has at its full potential. It would have to account for itself. Total changes can't subject itself to the change of the entities. Premise 2. There are reasons the entities change over time. This is pretty self-explanatory. Subpoint 1. The 5 forms of change over a time are motion, quality, quantity, alteration, and rest. Subpoint 2. All these forms of motion have a cause. Conclusion. A greatest entity exists. Subpoint 1. Whatever the cause of these entities is, it must be the source of contingency for these other entities. It must be uniform and orderly. It must be singular. It must be in a state of rest or be immutable. Subpoint 2. The Trinity is the greatest entity that we know of. This adds explanatory power to the cause of the universe. The Trinity is spirit in essence. See Romans 8:9. The Trinity has knowledge of their interrelation. Well guys, that was a basic rundown of my first argument that I'm giving in this book. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later. Bye.